So if you're thinking like what I'm thinking, with the Bitcoin halving event around the corner, US banks might try to destroy record-breaking profits for retail traders. US banks are well known for disrupting the market when it comes to predictable outcomes. Many markets currently have entered into a period of consolidation across the board in anticipation of the Bitcoin halving event. With the demand for paper money dropping substantially, the world has made a drastic shift to cryptocurrencies. And of course, Bitcoin is the king among them all. If Bitcoin manages to pull off a record-setting bullish run after the halving event, we may see cryptocurrencies across the board explode, with the US dollar falling along with all the other Forex major currency pairs. This is because more money will enter the crypto markets, which means more money will be taken out of the fiat currencies such as the US dollar. What we are witnessing now is a perfect situation where Bitcoin, the US dollar, and gold are going head to head to see who will become the most ultimate safe haven currency. And if Bitcoin can do what it is supposed to do, we're going to see some exciting stuff come out of crypto. In addition to the upcoming Bitcoin halving event, we also had two major events that happened recently that are affecting the currency markets. The first one was on Friday, April 12th. The US and UK announced new restrictions on trading in Russian aluminum, copper, and nickel. This is an attempt to slow down the funding for Putin's ability to fund his war. This is a move that will affect global metals markets. The rules prohibit the London Metal Exchange, where global benchmark prices are set, as well as the Chicago Exchange, from accepting new supplies produced by Russia. The restrictions apply to copper, nickel, and aluminum produced on or after April 13, and the US is also banning Russian imports of all three metals. As a result, we may see a surge in trading volumes for gold. Additionally, what we learned from the first attack on Israel from Hamas was gold went through the roof. And now, with a second attack on Israel from Iran, gold can once again make some very strong bullish moves. At the same time, the Fed also announced no urgency to drop interest rates on the US dollar, which is making the market believe the US may not continue with the rate cuts as planned. And we also saw a huge spike in the US dollar on Friday as well. With everything going on in the world today, we are in for an event of the ages with this Bitcoin halving event. With the war in Israel, the war with Russia, all the sanctions, the Fed really not knowing what they're going to do with interest rates in the future, we are in for a time of our lives when it comes to what the crypto world is going to do and what is going to happen with Forex, the Forex market as well. We have already seen a drastic decline in paper currencies, so it's going to be very interesting to see how the US dollar is going to play with this, and how gold is going to play with this, and how Bitcoin is going to play with everything that's going on. I know that there is a massive drop with cryptocurrencies, making many people feel uncomfortable. So I also want to say thank you to each and every one of you who continue to watch my videos. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for all the returning subscribers. And you guys mean so much to me. I use my channel to help people with Forex, crypto, and how to use the law of attraction to help manifest their dreams and achieve their goals. So if you haven't subscribed yet, this is a great time to go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to working with all of you. So let's go ahead and look at what is happening with Bitcoin, the US dollar, and gold. Okay, so since this video is on the Bitcoin halving event, I'm going to go ahead and start my analysis with Bitcoin. So first off, we can see that Bitcoin is doing a very nice recovery. It dropped down to, around 64,000 recently, and obviously that was not comfortable for many of us who are holding on, especially until after the Bitcoin halving event. but the buyers are, coming in strong. We can see here, this indicator is the stochastic momentum indicator. So right now there is tons of bullish momentum. If you have downloaded my buyers versus sellers indicator, you can also see that between the 1 minute and 1 hour time frame is packed with buyers that are in control of what's going on. So this is a beautiful thing that we all want to see with the buyers staying in control, especially if you're like me, who is holding on to positions on Shib and Bitcoin. I am expecting record-breaking level events when it comes to SHIB and Bitcoin. Once the Bitcoin halving comes, I think we're going to see some exciting stuff. So I'm holding on to my positions no matter how far down the prices jump. I'm not going to sell at all. Okay, so Bitcoin is looking good. Just keep in mind, there's a reason why the sellers on the 4 hour and daily time frame are holding on to their positions as well. Most likely, they're going to force a pullback or a retracement, and then they're going to buy it back. So we could see Bitcoin drop somewhere between 60 to 62,000 before the Bitcoin halving happens. So, make a note of that. If the price drops to 60, 62,000, don't be alarmed. It's just the sellers on the 4 hour and daily time frame. It's just they have control over Bitcoin on a longer time frame. So right now, the buyers are able to push the price up, okay? But, they're going to run into some resistance. And they're probably going to run into resistance somewhere around 67,000 and 71,000, based off of what I'm seeing on the chart. Okay, so now let's just look at gold for a second. So gold is doing pretty well. We do see a huge drop in momentum based off of the stochastic momentum or momentum indicator. And we can also see here, if you just read this candle, we have a massive sell-off right here. But I think because of the sanctions with the US and UK putting on Russia, I have a feeling we're going to see uh, gold make some big moves. And this is because when you take volume away from like the copper, the nickel, and aluminum, more people are going to look for other ways to invest their money. And if you are someone who trades heavily on metals, then why not move your money to gold? That's my opinion. So even though we see this drop in bear or even though we see this bearish momentum, I think this is very temporary. And if we look at the 1 hour time frame as well, we can see that gold has already hit a strong support zone. This support zone at 2,334 is a very strong support zone. It reached there before, right? Yeah, okay, so, yeah, so like around, so like Thursday, it reached this area and then it shot back up. So I think the fact that it's already hit this support zone again, maybe it touches this area and then shoots back up. But I don't see any reasons for gold to be bearish, especially with the war in Israel. Like I mentioned earlier before, anytime there's a war, we usually see bullish moves in gold, and the US dollar is really unpredictable at this moment. Um, if we just take a second just to kind of look at it real quick. So the US dollar is somewhat flat. Um, I really don't know what's going to happen with the US dollar. And the reason why on Friday, the Fed is giving some mixed signals in regards to the urgency to lower rates. but they still say that they're on track to doing the rate cuts. But I don't know. It's very unpredictable with the US dollar. And I think that's also going to be another reason why more people will move their money to gold and Bitcoin. Because anytime the US dollar is unstable or uncertain, people put their money into currencies that are much more reliable. And I mean, look at the moves that Bitcoin is making. It's up over, 1.50%. And, it's doing some good stuff. Shib is doing very, very well. So let's just take a look at that. So beautiful stuff from Shib as well. So we see higher lows, we see higher highs. The only thing that's kind of concerning is just the fact that the market cap is below 15 billion. If you've been following me for a while, that's one of the things that I'm concerned about. I want to see the market cap above 15 billion for SHIB. I think this move right here is probably just going to discourage the people who are not really sold on SHIB. But for the long-term investors, I don't think this is a big deal. As you can see, SHIB is already recovering quite nicely anyway. So I think this bullish momentum is going to keep going. And just like I've been saying, SHIB is going to be bullish long term. So even though we have a couple pullbacks, um, don't get discouraged and listen to people who are telling you to sell SHIB and that it's going to crash. If you're paying attention to Shibarium and everything that's going on with the SHIB network, there's a lot of amazing things happening with the SHIB metaverse. So there's no reasons to think that SHIB is going to crash. And the Bitcoin halving event is going to be a great test to see what happens. We should see some record highs with SHIB. Well, we should see record highs with cryptocurrencies across the board. Okay, so that's my take for the Bitcoin halving event, and I'll do a recap after the Bitcoin halving, and I hope that this was some helpful information for you guys. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video.